going on, traders, and welcome to my stream. This week has been a slower week. I'm gonna go review some of the charts that happened throughout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we're gonna discuss a bunch of charts of what's been happening, and it's been pretty interesting. Um, it's been pretty interesting. It seems like. This week we had like one mover Monday, one mover Tuesday. Every day we had like one movers. Pretty much we had opportunity. We had opportunity each and every day. The opportunity was there. The problem is that you require to have a um very big battery bank to trade these securities. Some securities move at 7 o'clock in the morning. Some of them move at 4 a.m. in the morning, and some of them move at after 4 p.m. in the morning. What I found the most beneficial because it requires a lot of bandwidth to trade these securities, and sometimes you're just not feeling it, or you should not be forcing it when you're not feeling it. It's just gonna make things worse. So you always need to pace yourself, like it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so far it's been pretty good. I would have to say. I think people are out. June, July, August. I think these are the slower months of the year in which people are not really there. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers traveling and so forth. And unless you're trading options like calls and puts of all the big caps, the small caps have been about one or two a day. And we're just gonna discuss those plays that happen throughout the week. And like usual, you can take advantage of these plays by signing up and joining the Discord page, and where I do talk about these ideas in real time, as well as I stream these ideas in real time. But the reality of things is that you have one or two movers of small caps, and um, if you miss those plays, you're basically stuck with trading option calls and puts. And if you like calls and puts, I'm not sure. I'm not an intraday call and put kind of guy, but that's where the money is right now. So gonna go a couple of setups, a couple of things like what happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But and right now we have Fourth of July weekend, and yeah, like I said in many of my chat room, like people after a longer weekend, there's usually there's amount of money in the markets like this big. And as the week is spread out in 5 days, and when you cut that week down to like 3.5 days, this amount of money is going to go into less amount of days. And if it's less amount of days, then there's going to be more buying, and more volatility on the upside. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to go talk about all the plays, and I'm going to talk about all the things that happened. right, so one second, let me get this email out real quick. So it's been pretty interesting. You're gonna have to. It's been pretty good. My first trade seems like on Monday was I think BNTC. Pretty good BNTC. Uh, so hold on, let me get this email out in a bit. One second. Top trades for last week. There we go. So, got BNTC here, and hold on, let me upload this. So BNTC 2K right there. You can see so there. That is a really good. Let me send this email out. Best plays for the past week. Dun, dun. Best day trading plays past week. All right. All right. There it is. Okay. Okay. Trying to get everything together here. All right. So let's see. We can get the thing sorted out. So we got a couple of plays here we're looking at. So the main mover here on Monday, I think it was BNTC, very low price stock. I think it was 30 cents or whatever. Let me get this thing out of my face. So you can see so here BNTC, very simple price action here. Let's see, we can get myself over here. So BNTC is pretty simple, I would have to say. The pretty much we opened up, was the only one mover, and we open up, we dip, and then we have a VWAP reclaim at around over here around 3 cents, 28 cents, and we go all the way up to 50 cents. So from 3 cents up to about a high of 45 cents. So there's plenty of opportunity here, I would have to say. Let me see if we can get this a little lower. There we go. All right. So there we go. There we go. Trying to get this settled. So BNTC, very nice dip buy over here, and pretty much did VWAP reclaim first 1 minute, make a new high 28, and opening range breakout of 33. And soon enough, we hit about high of 45. So from 30 up to 45, that was a nice range here in BNTC. And had a nice textbook breakout over here, 31, 38, and very nice, impressive range. And pretty much hit it high of 50 cents pretty nicely. So next ticker, this is probably me. BNTC watching over 33 cents. Meds halted down. BNTC I bought at 31. BNTC went long at 31. Quite possible BNTC does 40. We BNTC sold BNTC at 39. So so I made a really nice trade on BNTC. BNTC, that is a pretty good trade. From my long was at 31-ish, 32-ish, and then sold it at like 39-ish. So it was a pretty good 20% gain here on Monday. You can see my entry price 32, and exit was at 39. And of course, all this was live streamed in Discord room with timestamps and everything. So probably that was one of my best trades of the week. And We have plenty of other opportunities going on here. We had Femi. This ticker, we just went straight into the daily resistance of 180, 165, and we had a textbook breakout. Sometimes, so on Monday we had a mover that went up. I think it was Peak or Peck or some mover, PIK. So on Friday, you can see so here that on Friday we had a mover called PIK that we just spiked and ran, and this ticker was from 60 cents up to 174. And soon enough, I think the algos kind of figured out that people are excited to buy a stock since you can see so Femi here was we 60 to 120 in like a couple of really nice candles here. So this ticker went from 60 to 180 in really low price, really low volume. You can see so here that we were pulling, I think we were pulling, I don't know, 200K per 1 minute, and you have these humongous candles. So the algos figured out that Femi was, people are excited to buy stocks in the pre-market, and the algos kind of adjusted to that, to those buyers, and they pretty much went from 70 to a dollar to 120 in two 1 minute candles, and then we had another two 1 minute candles to 178. So the algo pretty much took in consideration the people that were excited to buy PIK here. So it was so on Friday we had PIK, which was up. You can see it's a big move here from 60 cents up to 180, and soon enough, this ticker, where is the ticker? Femi pretty much made this huge move from 60 cents up to 176, and that was a lot of movement. The next ticker is going to be, I think it was Meds. Um, Pretty nice, I believe, in Meds. I think what happened was last Friday it was active. As you can see, Meds was 5, 6 to 7, 750 to 9. And soon enough, on Friday, you can see this is the Friday price action, and this is the Monday price action. And soon enough, I think there was a couple of services that they were buying Meds in the morning, and they were taking it long from like this resistance of 16. And I saw it in the morning. I think I was too tired to trade in the morning. Went from 16 up to 21 here, and we just flatline under VWAP for the whole day. That's why it's a very you just don't trade that much after 10:30. It's not really advantageous for you to trade unless you're a channel trader. And soon enough, I mean, there was a lot of sketchiness because you can see we spiked in the aftermarket and we dumped into aftermarket. So a lot of sketchiness in this trade, in this ticker. I did not trade. This was Monday, I believe. So I only traded BNTC, and that's pretty much it. And you can see Femi here that we have people saw what PIK did, and I think you can see PIK took many candles to go from 60 cents to 180, and the algo caught up to it, and soon enough we got 60 cents to 180 here in 5-7 candles. So the algos are pretty smart. Just and they adjust very quickly to us traders. So just because it worked yesterday doesn't mean it's gonna work tomorrow. As soon as an algo figures out that a working strategy that has worked yesterday and current interested buyers, the algo is gonna flip on you and it's gonna make it a very good short instead of a very good long. So being mindful of that. There's certain dangers in the stock market, and not every day is gonna be the same. That's the reality of things. The next ticker was Meds, I believe. The only time I did see it was over here, and then I avoided it throughout the day. And then I even saw this VWAP reclaim about here at 16.5, and I actually did go long and over here at 16.5, and then I cut it loose. Then I saw it go up to 23. So there was plenty of opportunity from 17 to 23. If we were here, I did not expect it to go so high, but you can see the VWAP reclaim clearly here at around 16.5, and soon enough, everybody was watching it, and we hit from 16.5 to 22.8. That's still a lot of range. About I think that was $4-5 range. I mean, some people are happy with 10, 20, 30%, but in this situation, I think 16.5 to 22.5, that's $6 a share. So that's 40% get upside from here to here. So it's important to watch these stocks each and every day, and watch them when they VWAP reclaim, depicted by this red line. And if you do that, try to go long, because it might work out pretty good. Let's see, let's see. So moving on to the next ticker. I think the next ticker was PALT. This PALT ticker, emphasizing the fact that this is a daily breakout, as you can see. So here, daily breakout of $3, or 3 or 4, and I mean, understand that this ticker had no news, and it was a midday breakout, and as well as a daily breakout, and this ticker did not perform as well. I think I was trying to buy it as we broke this $3 range. I think I was trying to buy it 2 times, and it didn't work out as well as I thought. You can see multiple times we try to break out this $3 midday breakout, and you can see that we broke the threes and we came back down crashing. And then we came back up to break the 315-ish, which is the daily over here. And then we came back down crashing. So it was very very hard to trade this ticker. So like I said, write it down that midday breakouts do not succeed. Midday breakouts are not something that you should put your money on. And this is PALT. Pretty good lesson. The stock ended up just going up to 180, and it didn't really perform. I mean, it went the next day up to like 380, but lesson for me, guys, if he doesn't have news, and if it's a midday breakout, it's very hard for them to perform. And So that was Monday. You had BNTC there. You had Femi. We had Meds. We had Palt. And this is a really good quote here. You have to be perfect. I know some of you are. I know some of you are. Let's see. I know some of you are poor or have little money to your name, but if you're, if you're just starting out, it's important to understand that, if you wire your money to an account and you start day trading small caps, you will need to be perfect. And when I started trading OTCs, I remember a couple of, a decade or more ago, I used to, hold on to my 2 to 5K account, and I used to be very, very, very patient. And I used to watch, 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 for multiple times until, I've gotten my 3 to 5K account, and I made, 20% or so on one single trade. So, as you get into trading these securities, because OTCers are not running, this is a really good, lesson for you guys that, you have to be perfect. and click the mouse 8 times and take advantage of these home run opportunities, and you have to buy them where it matters. Because if you're not perfect, which you are required to be as a beginner trader or a novice trader or a trader that has very little money to his name, if you're not perfect, you will experience losses. And It's very hard to experience losses and keep going, and especially with having losses and then reapplying what you learned from losses to your next trade and then losing again. So this is a really good lesson for to understand that the market is a very complex thing, and you're competing with the top traders in the world each and every day, and not every day is going to be a green day if you do not put in the work. Moving on to 627.23 here. The next ticker I'm going to talk about is BDTX. BDTX, we have had multiple things about BDTX. You get the paint shop out so you can understand BDTX. BDTX was easy to borrow, and this ticker I think squeezed a lot of shorts. BDTX, easy to borrow. I believe I found shares to short this ticker for about I don't know if I remember. I don't know. I think I found it point 0.0008. Anyway, it cost me like $1 to short 1,000 shares. So it was an immediate red flag. Red flag, $1, easy to borrow. So this is probably your lessons on BDTX, easy to borrow. $1 per 1,000 shares. That is very low, considering the fact that I sometimes pay between $70 to $90 per 1,000 shares. So that is, how when I pay this amount, that's when I feel a little bit more comfortable. And when I'm paying like $1 per 1,000 shares, this is a red flag. Usually normal. So you had a couple of red flags here. A couple of other red flags we have with BDTX. Is You can see so here that this is a much bigger float. BDTX was 36 million float, and you can see so that there's something here that people don't know, that is 60% institutions. So this is institutions. So what does institutions mean? Institutions mean Goldman Sachs, institutionally owned. That means Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, all these institutions, these big players are in it. So whenever you have something like this and you have 60% of the float institutions, understand that most of these traders are long. Most of these institutions are long. So you have to understand that this is a short seller's nightmare, and you have all these red flags. Institutions, $1 per share, easy to borrow, and you also have a clean chart. Clean chart, that means no resistance on the daily. So you can see, so 1 second, no resistance on the daily. Clean chart. That is what I call a clean chart, and we're going to look at what does clean chart mean. So we're going to put this away. So you can see, so this is BDTX. I'm not sure if, let me see if I can scroll down. So now we're going to look at the volume. As you can see, so here that the only time we have had most volume was here, which was 18 million shares. So if we go to the daily today and we match up this line, this orange line or yellow line, and it goes above 18 million, that means you have to treat it as a clean chart. So you can see, so on the chart that, we have a 254 breakout, a 334 breakout, a 4 breakout, a 460 breakout. So this is basic technical analysis. You take this high, maybe this high, maybe this high, obvious highs, this high, this high. So you just plot all those resistance on the point. But, if it's a clean chart, think about if you have a position. If you have an all-time high volume on the daily and everybody's buying it, it's going to go higher than you all think. So there's not going to be any resistance of bag holders that are going to, sell the stock once it reaches these levels. So you can see the only bag holders we have here in October 22nd, and it's over here almost. So this is potentially going to be a wall, but it's still not going to be a big enough wall because it's only 18 million shares. And this is I don't know, 200 million in shares. So this is only 10% of today's volume. So that's what clean chart is. So you can see like this why it performed so well. Probably I call this a long a buyer's dream stock. And and these don't happen really every single day, but when they do, they are very they're very uh, costing for the longs, for the shorts, because shorts are just not used to this amount of volatility. Anyway, so I think it had news. I don't remember what the news was on BDTX. But if I were gonna look at BDTX, just looking at the news, news was I think it pretty much had positive phase 1 right here, announced initial dose of anti-tumor. So this is relatively good news. Positive phase 1. So this is relatively good news. Good news. Phase 1 positive. I mean, usually, so that is a great news. So all these indications made this ticker go up much higher. Like I said in many of my courses, I think I was streaming about this ticker in the morning, and actually the whole time, I think the time that I did see it first time was over here as this was breaking 254, and it was in the morning at around 8 o'clock. I think I saw this ticker, and if I were gonna remember how it traded, it traded very it traded like an institutionally owned stock. And you have to understand that, every time we break a level, we hold this level, and we break this level, and you can see, so these wicks that are very turbulent for a short seller, because when a short seller comes in and sees this wick here, you go into the 320, and then you have a 1 minute candle of this wick coming back down. No, 9 out of 10 times you're going to have a reversal. But because you have so many institutions, I mean, this looks most of the time as a short for a short seller, because you have a very weak candle here right at the daily resistance of 319, which is over here. So 319 to 340. So this technically should have been a rejection of this level, and because the institutions are so big, and they're just dumping a couple of shares on these spikes, and then they're continuing to buying the dip, and soon enough we have this humongous price action from a lot of traders. I believe they got caught on the wrong side of the trade, As a short seller, I believe they got caught on the wrong side of the trade, because in this situation, this ticker spiked from 375 to about like a 450 in just, one candle, two candles, three candles, like four candles. We spiked $1. And soon enough, we dipped back down to this support of 314, and it was madness, to tell you the truth. And what you want to do with these tickers is pretty much buy them and not look back, because they're very harmful for a short seller. And I'm sure some of the people that were long, were short in this ticker, got their ass handed to them that day. So you can see that, the way this ticker trades, I mean, we break a level, we break a level, we hold, we break a level. It's acting very, um, what do I call it? Very, it's like flying around. It's not really, because these institutions are all long. I mean, this is the reason why you have big spikes. The reason why you have this humongous spike from 425 to 520, and then I think it was a halt here. It's because, all these short sellers that believe every ticker is going to be a day one short are getting squeezed out, and they're just popping out. So it was very damaging, I believe, for a lot of short sellers, and BDTX. And sometimes you're just gonna have to buy them. I think this week it was difficult to buy them because a lot of them were just popping and dropping, like you see over here. Because because Monday you had PALT, very weak price action. Daily breakout of 3 didn't go anywhere, and then you had Meds, which was very price action. I mean, somewhat moved about here. And then you had Firm, Femi. So, and then you had, BNTC somewhat. So, we had a really big candidate, this BDTX, on Tuesday that ran from, I was streaming in the morning at 254, and you could potentially bought this one and made $4 a share. Look at that, $4 a share and 1,000 shares. And I know it's hard, but sometimes you're just gonna, when you see these red flags, and then you're just gonna have to buy them. I'm not really good at buying them, and sometimes I get caught on the wrong side of the trade just because the other ones did not work out. And sometimes you do have to take a loss if you're stuck on the wrong side of the trade. But soon enough, this ticker was, throughout the whole time, the only time you could have shorted it was over here, let's call it, and you had to cover. That's why I recommend not, after 10:30 to not try to short anymore, because after 10:30, this stock based at 10:30. I think this was 10:30. This stock based around 10:30, and after 10:30, we just spiked to the races. That's why I like the 10:30 rule. Anyway, so this was a long all the way. If the only place you could have shorted it was over here, let's call it, and cover into the wash, avoid it after 10:30, and then after 10:30 we zombied. So a very nice long, and I didn't really touch it at all. Next ticker we have Ride here. Ride was pretty good. I didn't really trade Ride, tell you the truth, but I did see a potential bounce from about $1 up to like 240, and you had a round number of $1, and we had a bankruptcy on it, and I did notice there was $1 to 240 on this one, and I didn't really trade this. I did notice it. They filed for bankruptcy. We had a gap down play, and soon enough, this was the whole time a buy, and I didn't really take advantage of it, but I did notice it, and I did watch it, and I did put it in my notes that when I see a stock that has bankruptcy and we gap down from, I don't know, what is that, 270 down to $1, think of them bouncing. I honestly didn't know what to think, whether this thing is going to go down or up. So I'm just taking note of it, and that's about it. The next ticker is BDTX. BDTX, you can see we did talk about this one. So after 10:30, you avoid a short, and then the next day, the stock became a first red day short. So BDTX in the morning. I think that at 4 o'clock in the morning they pushed from 6 to 750. So I don't think I would have really caught this move. But it didn't hold gains. So technically, the only place you should have bought it was over 680. From 680 to 750, you didn't hold gains. So technically, you were gonna get stopped out. I mean, if this ticker turned into a UCAR kind of deal, we should have held this 680 once we broke the 680, because this 680 is yesterday's high, or 685 or 690. So technically, you could have woke up in the morning and bought it at 680, but if it doesn't hold 680, you have to flip short and hold it and hold it. And that is a strategy that I've been doing very much. I mean, if you buy the 680 because it breaks yesterday's high, it's very simple. It's not that complicated. 680, it's this high, and then there's the high. So once we break 680, we should not have came back down to 680. And if it does come back down to 680, then it becomes resistance, and you short the 680, and then you pretty much let's see, we can you short the 680. I'm not sure what I just did. You short the 680. Let me see if I can edit. You short the 680 and you just hold it with like a 7 stop, and you hold it forever. That's a really good way of maximizing this short. And I did used to wake up in the morning and I do wake up in the morning, and I could have woken up in the morning and shorted that 680 and held it, because after that it just went to 5. So from 680 down to 5, I mean, that's $3. That's $2 per share. That's a 30% gain on just waking up and holding short and doing nothing for 2 hours. Just because you recognize the fact that we broke 680 and we did not hold 680. Once resistance becomes support, and now support becomes resistance. So you short the resistance and then you cover into the big wash. So this is the first red day. That's one way you could have shorted this one. But if you have the first red day short, you have 618-ish. You can see depicted by this line. So we just brushed through 620. We came back down under 620. So you could have risked here, say 610 short with a 640 stop. So you could have risked 30 cents a share over here. And it also coincided with a VWAP. And you could have shorted 610 and covered into the fives, and this would have been a first red day short, which is in my educational course of first red day short. This is a first red day short example. This is a textbook first red day short. So you either short it here or either short it here, one or the other. And this happens more often than you think. First red day short idea. Moving on to the next ticker, I think was SGTX. This thing just popped hugely in the pre-market, and this is just scanner work. And it has been a while since I've seen tickers go from 16 dollars to $42. This doesn't happen that much in the small cap market. It used to happen a lot more often when we were in a .com or whatever coronavirus hype. But when you see this type of volatility, I'm very excited to trade, because technically you could have bought it at 18 here, could have bought it at 20, and you could have used pretty much nice leverage on it. And 18, I mean, this is incredibly amount of range on this ticker, because you just buy it as it makes a new high on the 1 minute. If it doesn't work out, you just speed key out of it, and you could have bought it again over here. So that's definitely a lot of range. 20 to 30, 20 to 40. I mean, even with 100 shares, you can make $1,000 or $500 with 1,000 shares. So that's incredibly amount of nice range from 20 to 40. So after that, it seems like we just got topped out over here in the VWAP, and then it basically did nothing. But could have also been a nice short once we don't hold VWAP, shorted at like 30. And soon enough, we just flushed to 20. That's a very nice, not only a long, but also short, because it doesn't hold VWAP anymore. That's probably I would short it when it doesn't hold VWAP with a little bit of high of a VWAP stop. That's basically what I would have liked here. Moving on to the other ticker. The next ticker was top. I think this was on the 29th. And, like I said, top pretty much came out of the blue in the middle of the day. And soon enough, we had a VWAP reclaim. We broke the highs and we came over to 9. I'm not sure what the news was on this one. And then we actually did a VWAP reclaim over here. So it was a very nice range. But after we broke this 750, hit 9, it was just dead. But it was, we did see this move. And then we did when it does a VWAP reclaim and a break of highs, you could have gotten in somewhere around here, let's call it, and then sold it somewhere around here. So there was potential between 7 and 9 to do make 20% profit in our intraday. So next ticker is still top. The next day you could have woken up and say, you're gonna buy day two continuation play. You can see so that the first day we had trouble with 9, and then you wake up in the morning, and let's call it around 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you wait for it to break 9 because 9 coincided with yesterday's close, yesterday's high, and you buy it at 9. And then soon enough, this ticker went all the way up to 11. So from 9 to 11, that's around 25% gain upside from 9 till 11 till 12. So that's definitely this is the area that I would have bought it. And I haven't really seen many day two continuation plays, but not only as a long to buy the 9 break, but also as a short. Most small caps do not get past day two. As you can see in this scenario, they don't even go to day two. A lot of tickers just have a day one kind of move, and whenever you see a day two kind of move, it always happens something like this. We push in the morning and we failed VWAP. And then VWAP becomes resistance and you can scale in anywhere. And soon enough, I think it went back down to, I don't know, 875 here. So from like, I don't know, 1050 to 875 to take that short, that's not a bad deal. You can take it long, you can take it short, and then you can take it long over here, sell over here, buy it here, sell it over here, take it short over there, take it short over there. Like I said, there's the opportunities there. You're just gonna have to, have a lot of screen time and a lot of examples in your brain, and it's just and then things click on you when you're actually fully rested, and you're in sync with the market, and you have kind of sense of well-being. We all know when we're feeling it and when we're not feeling it. Sometimes you're not feeling it, and in order to start feeling it again, either you take a day or two or a week off or 2 weeks off. Either you just do everything in slow motion with small size, and you get back to it, because there were definitely a lot of opportunities throughout this week, no doubt. Top was a good one. You had SGTX 10 to 40, impressive. You had BDTX here, that is impressive as well. You had our ride here, so you had a lot of you had BDTX here. You had PALT, so 26, 27. Let me see what other tickers were here, because I do have, let me see if I can get all the tickers in the same folder. Because I have other things here. Overall has been pretty interesting. There's the folder. So there we go. So there's a folder. So you had, meds. There we go. So we had BNTC. You had Femi. What I've discovered here is like we have one hot day and one cold day, one hot day, one cold day, one hot day, one cold day, and and sadly, this market has only provided us with one or two plays per day, and if you're on the wrong side of the trade, you're just gonna get ran over. That's kind of like how I've seen. Like there was tremendous amount of opportunity in BDTX here as a long and also as a short on day two. But there were some, and it was in top two as GTX. So we have had, I mean, we're not really in a market in which we have, three to four movers every single day. We're in a market in which we have one or two movers per day. And, I mean, in order for you guys, I know some of you guys do not even have $5,000 to your name, or may not even $500 to your name. But in order to get started in this, you will have to have at least 2 to 3 thousand in your account just to start, and then you're gonna have to get in sync with my knowledge and get in sync with my experience. And as you start doing it, you should start with very small size, if not stay in the sim, and you will become profitable and you will make money. Unfortunately, you will have to go through the learning curve like in any profession, and you're gonna have to be disciplined because you have one or two opportunities per day. You have to click the button at the right time, and you click the button to exit at the right time. And if you're just there for too long, or don't press the button at the right time, or you're just a little bit frustrated because you know you might lose on this play, and then there's no other three plays that you can make your money back, you're just gonna dig yourself a hole for the day, and then you're gonna be in a much bigger hole than you started. So during this time, I would definitely emphasize on discipline and studying, and taking notes of what the market is doing, and coming in and looking at what's moving, not necessarily coming in and expecting, five home runs a day, coming in and expecting maybe a base hit a day, or, from every other day, expect a home run. That's kind of like what the market has been giving us so far. And and then when you see, I don't know, 15, 20 movers over 30%, you're going to need to step up your game and put it in fifth or sixth gear and speed up the process. But, if you do not put in the work every single day and look at them or trade them or watch them, um, you're just not going to have the experience to really make it count. I believe some trader was making, I don't know, to $500,000 in a day during the coronavirus, or that hype they were doing it, and he found himself last year unable to make $200 to $300 a day, and you're gonna have to. But that guy that made $300,000 to $500,000 in a day was practicing and studying every single day throughout his, for the last decade. So, um, I can only, I provide education for people that are interested in learning from my experience, because I have a lot of screen time, and I actually have, I've been sitting so much on this computer that I had to go to a doctor's appointment because I have an unknown, I have a unknown you know, skin irritation somewhere. Somehow, yeah, I have a skin irritation from sitting. So, you know, if you develop skin irritation from too much sitting, you definitely have more knowledge than the people that are just browsing on YouTube looking for a quick fix to their financial problems. This is you should be looking at it as a longer term, and $100 in the subscription is just gonna be pennies, because if you stick to it the next 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, you will be making, maybe 10 times that or 100 times that in a month. That's what trading is. Trading is very grinding, and for multiple months, if not years, and then suddenly you have a really bigger paycheck than anybody else because you were grinding and you were pressing the button when you should. And then when these opportunities show up themselves more often, you'll be able to maximize and leverage your account to make enough money to buy a house. I'm sure lots of you guys do not own homes, do not own cars, and that's what everybody, I think, on YouTube would like. Enough money to have houses and cars and travels and a better life. And $100 is not going to make a difference. It'll make a difference more in your life, I believe, because you stick to the process and you're gonna get results. If you divert from the process, you will lose. It's very simple. So that's about it. It's been a fun time chatting my experience and taking it as it comes, and being aware that those were the opportunities, and buy it at the right time, sell it at the right time, and try not to look back afterwards. You nailed it and you bail on it. And that is what I had for you guys. And see you all. Enjoy your 4th of July. And see you all in my next amazing video. You all have a good one and all the best.